Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about a coin that has an amazing history and significant value in today's market, the 1949 Lincoln 1-cent penny. This coin is not just a piece of currency, it's a piece of history that could be worth a lot more than you think. So, let's dive into everything you need to know about the 1949 Lincoln penny, including its current market value and why this little coin might just be hiding a big payday. First, let's take a look at the 1949 Lincoln penny itself. This coin is part of the Lincoln Cent series, which was first introduced in 1909, and it features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner. The 1949 penny was minted in large numbers and can be found in varying conditions, so understanding its specifics is key. The coin was produced during a time of post-World War II recovery in the United States, which is part of what makes it so interesting for collectors today. On the obverse, you'll find Lincoln's portrait, while the reverse displays the familiar wheat ears that were used on pennies from 1909 until 1958. Now, you might be wondering how to identify the 1949 penny in your collection. The most important feature to look for is the year itself. The 1949 penny has no mint mark, which means it was minted in Philadelphia. If you find a penny that looks like this with no mint mark, it's from the Philadelphia Mint. Now, let's get to the exciting part, the coin's current market value. As of today, a regular circulated 1949 Lincoln penny in good condition is worth only about 1 to 3 cents. This is the typical value you might get from a coin dealer or if you're selling it as part of a collection of common coins. However, when it comes to uncirculated coins, the value can skyrocket. For instance, an uncirculated 1949 penny in mint state condition can be worth around $5 to $10, depending on the quality. If you happen to find one in gem uncirculated condition, graded MS65 or higher, you're looking at a value of anywhere from $20 to $50 or more. But here's the real kicker. The true rarities of the 1949 Lincoln penny come when you find one with a unique characteristic that isn't commonly seen. Some coins may have errors or imperfections that make them far more valuable. For example, the 1949 penny with a double die or other minting error can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the specific error. So, what's the highest value we're talking about for the 1949 Lincoln penny? If you manage to find an error coin or one in perfect condition with a rare die variety, it's possible that the coin could be worth in the range of $1,000 or more. Some rare and high-quality coins have even been known to reach $10,000 or more in rare cases. The demand for these coins is particularly strong among collectors who specialize in Lincoln cents or those who are interested in coin errors, making the market even more exciting. However, it's important to note that the vast majority of 1949 pennies won't fetch this kind of price unless they have unique characteristics. If you're looking to buy or sell a 1949 Lincoln penny, there are a few good places to check out. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers are excellent places to find high-value coins. You can also visit local coin dealers, check online marketplaces like eBay, or even look for specialized coin shows where collectors gather to trade coins. So, what's the takeaway? The 1949 Lincoln penny might be an affordable find for most people, but for the lucky few who discover a rare mint error or high-quality version, it can certainly be worth a lot more. With some of these coins going for thousands of dollars, it's no wonder that collectors and investors alike are paying close attention to these pennies. Make sure to check your coin collections carefully. What might seem like just another penny could be worth a fortune. And who knows, you might just have a valuable 1949 Lincoln penny tucked away. That's it for today's video. I hope you found this information about the 1949 Lincoln penny helpful and exciting. If you have any questions or want to share your own experiences with rare coins, leave a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on rare and valuable coins. 1964 Lincoln 1-cent penny. This coin, which was minted in 1964 at the Denver Mint, has become a significant topic of discussion among collectors, and for good reason. You might think, a penny from 1964, how valuable could it be? Well, stick around, because this particular penny has quite a story to tell, and you won't believe its current market value. It could be worth millions of dollars, so let's get into it. First, let's take a quick look at the coin itself. The 1964 D. Lincoln penny was part of a series of pennies issued during a time when the U.S. was dealing with a significant coin shortage due to World War II. The D mint mark on this coin signifies that it was produced in Denver. What's interesting is that the 1964 D penny is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, which was standard for pennies before the major composition change in 1982. Now, you might be wondering, why is a regular 1964 D penny worth so much? Let me explain. It all comes down to error coins. The 1964 D Lincoln penny is extremely rare because of certain minting defects that were created by mistake during the production process. Some of these coins were accidentally struck with the wrong dies or had other misprints that make them stand out from regular, unremarkable pennies. The most valuable 1964 D pennies are those with double die obverse. This means that the coin's design was accidentally struck more than once, causing the words and numbers to be slightly doubled or misaligned. These double strikes are difficult to spot, but when you do find one, it's like striking gold. You might also come across some 1964 D pennies that have been struck off-center or with other unique characteristics, making them even more valuable in the eyes of collectors. A coin with such defects is much rarer than a typical 1964 D penny, and that rarity, combined with the high demand, drives up its market value. So, how much is this rare 1964 D Lincoln penny worth today? Well, if you happen to find a 1964 D penny with a noticeable double die error, you could be looking at a coin worth anywhere from a few $1,000s to several million. That's right, millions of dollars for a coin that most people would pass over without a second glance. In fact, some of the rarest examples of this penny have sold for over $3 million at auctions. These kinds of error coins are highly coveted by serious numismatists, and they can bring in life-changing amounts of money. But let's not forget about the condition of the coin. A 1964 D penny in mint state condition, meaning it's almost flawless and shows little to no wear, can fetch a pretty penny as well, though not as much as an error coin. Even in excellent condition without any defects, a 1964 D penny can be worth hundreds of dollars. If you think you have one of these rare coins lying around in your pocket change or in an old collection, it's worth getting it professionally graded by a coin expert. They can tell you if it's an error coin and what its true value is in today's market. The higher the grade, the more it's worth, and you definitely want to make sure you're getting the most out of your find. So, what's the takeaway? The 1964 D Lincoln penny might seem like just another coin from the past, but when you take into account the errors and minting mistakes that occurred, this penny can be worth millions of dollars. If you're a collector or just someone interested in coin hunting, keep an eye out for these rare finds, as they could potentially change your life. 1967 NO Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. Yes, you heard that right. This little penny could be worth millions. But what makes it so special, and what is its current market value? Stick around as we explore all the details, from its history to its surprising value in today's market. To start, let's talk a little about the 1967 Lincoln penny. This coin was minted during a time when pennies were still made from copper, and it features the classic design we all know, Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The 1967 penny, like others of its era, was mass-produced, but it's the specific variations, such as the ones with and without mint marks, that set certain pennies apart in terms of value. While most 1967 pennies were minted in Philadelphia and carry the P mint mark, there's a rare variety known as the 1967 NO mark penny. These are the key focus today. The NO mark variety is significant because, typically, pennies minted in Philadelphia are stamped with the letter P to indicate their origin. However, there were a small number of 1967 pennies that were mistakenly not stamped with this mint mark. This defect, while seemingly minor, has created a market for collectors who are looking for these unique variations. A mint error like this can often make a coin incredibly rare and valuable. While the 1967 pennies with mint marks are fairly common, those without the mark are harder to find, which is what elevates their value on the collector's market. So, what is the 1967 NO mark penny worth today? Well, the value of this coin can vary greatly depending on its condition, rarity, and the demand from collectors. In general, if you happen to own a 1967 NO mark penny in excellent condition, it could fetch anywhere from a few $100s to a few thousand. However, if you have a perfectly preserved example with a high grade from a professional grading service, your coin could be worth much more. Coins with minimal wear and tear, like those in uncirculated condition, can reach market values that range from $10,000 to over $50,000. That's right, tens of thousands of dollars for a single penny. It's a prime example of how rarity and condition combine to create extreme value in the world of coin collecting. In some rare cases, if your 1967 NO mark penny has been certified by a reputable grading company like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, and is graded as MS65 or higher, it could even be worth up to $1 million, making it one of the most valuable pennies on the market. You might be wondering, what makes this coin worth so much? It's all about the rarity and the unique circumstances surrounding its creation. A mistake in minting can turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary one. The fact that the 1967 NO mark penny was struck without the intended mint mark makes it highly desirable to collectors who are looking for unusual, historical, and one-of-a-kind pieces. Collectors and investors alike are always on the lookout for these types of rare finds, and the price only increases as the number of these pennies in circulation decreases over time. If you're wondering how to identify a 1967 NO mark penny, it's actually pretty simple. First, check the obverse side of the coin for the mint mark, which should normally be located just below the date. If you don't see a P there, then congratulations, you may have one of these elusive error coins. Next, make sure you check the coin's condition carefully. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition are much more valuable than those with visible wear and tear. Remember to always handle your coins carefully, and if you suspect you've found a rare one, have it professionally graded to get an accurate sense of its market value. To sum it up, the 1967 NO mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin is far more valuable than its face value suggests. From being a simple error coin to becoming a highly sought-after rarity, its worth can easily reach millions depending on its condition and market demand. So, if you have one of these hidden treasures in your collection, you might just be sitting on a fortune. 1968 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny with no mint mark. Now you might be wondering, what's so special about this penny? Well, stick around, because you're in for a fascinating journey into the world of rare coins and their incredible value. Let's first break it down a bit. The 1968 penny is already a coin many collectors love. It was produced in high numbers during the late 60s, with the usual mint marks, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, indicating where they were minted. But this particular coin, the one you see right here, is without a mint mark. Now, what does this no mint mark mean? To understand its significance, we need to dive into how the US Mint works. Normally, every coin has a mint mark to indicate where it was made. For most of the 1968 pennies, they either have a D for Denver or a S for San Francisco. But some coins from that era, specifically those made in Philadelphia, were minted without a mint mark at all. Here's where it gets interesting. The 1968 Philadelphia penny without a mint mark is often called a no mint mark error coin. It's a rare variety that has intrigued collectors for years. This is because, at the time, there were supposed to be no pennies produced in Philadelphia without a mint mark. So, how did this happen? Well, the exact reason remains a mystery. It's believed to be a minting error, and that small detail has made this penny incredibly desirable. Now let's talk about why this coin is worth so much money. Since this 1968 no mint mark penny is a rare error, it's been highly sought after by collectors. While the typical 1968 penny might only fetch a few cents, this error coin has a much higher value in the market. In fact, depending on the coin's condition, it can be worth anywhere from several $100s to, wait for it, a few $1 million. The current market value for a 1968 no-mint mark penny can vary, but for those in pristine, uncirculated condition, prices can soar. Some of these rare pennies have sold for over $1 million in the right auction. That's right, $1 million for a penny. In recent years, these error coins have become increasingly popular. High-grade specimens that are free of wear and tear, those that still shine like new, are the ones that fetch the highest prices. If you have one of these rare 1968 no-mint mark pennies tucked away in your collection, you might just have a small fortune in your hands. Experts agree that the value of this coin will continue to rise. Since it's such a unique error, and considering the rising interest in rare and valuable coins, it's safe to say that this 1968 no-mint mark penny is a must-have for serious collectors. If you find one in a coin roll or through a dealer, it's important to get it appraised right away. You could be holding on to something that could change your financial future. Now, if you're wondering how to tell if your 1968 penny is the no-mint mark version, it's pretty simple. First, check the location. If there's no mint mark on the obverse, that's your clue. Then, look at the condition of the coin. A high-quality penny in near-mint condition is key to getting top dollar. Tip number 1. Make sure to handle the coin with care. Always hold it by the edges, never the face, to avoid damaging the surface. Tip number 2. Store your rare coins in a safe, secure place. Use proper coin holders or capsules to keep them protected from wear and environmental damage. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, keep an eye out for the 1968 no-mint mark penny. It's one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in U.S. history. Who knows? You could find one sitting right under your nose and hold on to a fortune. 1979 The Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. This unassuming penny could hold a hidden treasure in your collection, so stay tuned to find out what makes it special and how much it could be worth in today's market. Let's start by getting familiar with the 1979 D. Lincoln penny. This coin was minted by the United States Mint in Denver, as indicated by the D mint mark. It was part of the series that has graced American currency for over a century. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln penny has been an essential part of U.S. coinage since its debut in 1909, celebrating Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Now, while most 1979 D pennies are just your average cent, some have something extra that makes them valuable. So, what is it that sets this coin apart? The answer lies in its potential for rare characteristics like unique minting errors, die cracks, or even certain uncirculated versions that hold far greater value than you might expect. So, how do you know if you've found a valuable 1979 D Lincoln penny? It's important to understand what features could affect the coin's value. Minting errors. Some 1979 D pennies exhibit minting errors such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or even die cracks. These types of errors are highly sought after by collectors and can significantly raise the value of the coin. Condition. The condition of the penny is another key factor. Coins in higher grades like MS-65 or higher are more valuable. The better the quality, the higher the price tag. A penny that's in mint state with no visible wear can fetch a hefty sum. Rarity and demand. If the coin is a rare variety or has historical significance, demand for it will rise. Certain versions of the 1979 D penny are harder to find than others, especially if they are in pristine condition. So, how much is a 1979 D Lincoln penny worth today? In most cases, a typical 1979 D penny is worth just 1 cent, but that's not the whole story. For an uncirculated 1979 D Lincoln penny in top condition, such as a coin graded at MS-65 or higher, you're looking at a value of around $2 to $5, sometimes even more if it's in exceptional condition. However, the big money comes from those rare error coins or special varieties. For example, a 1979 D penny with a double die or double strike error could see its value jump to $500, $1,000, or even more, depending on the rarity and the demand from collectors. Some of these rare specimens can fetch upwards of $5,000, and in extreme cases, even higher values have been reported in private sales or at auction houses. But what about $1 million coin? Can a 1979 D Lincoln penny reach such a value? While it's less common, certain high-grade examples or those with significant minting errors have occasionally been sold for larger sums, especially if they are linked to historical events or come with a unique pedigree. If you're lucky enough to find one of these rare specimens, who knows? You could be looking at a coin worth millions. If you think you may have a rare 1979 D penny in your collection, it's essential to get it properly evaluated. Start by looking for those minting errors, checking the overall condition, and determining if it has any unique features. Then, take your coin to a reputable coin dealer or grading service. Companies like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, can grade your coin and give you a more accurate assessment of its value. A certified, graded coin typically commands a higher price than one without a certification, so it's definitely worth considering. To wrap it up, the 1979 D Lincoln penny may seem like a simple and common coin, but some versions can be quite rare and valuable. If you've come across a 1979 D penny in excellent condition or one with a minting error, it could be worth significantly more than its face value, potentially even up to thousands of dollars in the right market. Keep your eyes peeled for those rare varieties, and always check the condition of your pennies, especially if you're lucky enough to have some 1979 DS in your collection. With a bit of knowledge and some careful searching, you could be holding a small fortune right in your hand. 1984 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. This may look like a regular penny to most people, but in the world of numismatics, this coin holds a secret worth much more than its face value. Stick around as we explore its current market value and its potential to fetch millions of dollars. Let's start with some basics. The 1984 Lincoln penny is part of the popular Memorial series, which was produced from 1959 to 2008. It features President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, along with the iconic Memorial building on the reverse. Nothing out of the ordinary, right? But here's the thing. The vast majority of these pennies are still circulating today and are worth exactly 1 cent. So why am I telling you that this particular penny could be worth millions? Let's uncover that mystery. Before we get into the rare cases where the 1984 penny can become a $1 million coin, let's take a moment to talk about what typically makes a penny valuable. The primary factors are minting errors. Coins that have been struck incorrectly, known as mint errors, can have a massive impact on value. Condition. The better the condition, the more valuable the coin. High-grade coins in excellent condition are more sought after. Rarity. If a coin is rare, especially if there were fewer minted or a significant error, the value skyrockets. Demand. Numismatists and collectors are always looking for unique, high-quality coins to add to their collections. Now, let's break it down for the 1984 Lincoln penny. You see, the 1984 penny can be found with two different mint marks. A D mint mark for Denver and a S mint mark for San Francisco. But here's where it gets interesting. If you find a 1984 penny with no mint mark on it, that is a rare gem, and it could fetch a significant amount on the market. Why is this so important? Because, in 1984, the Philadelphia Mint, which struck coins without a mint mark, produced a limited number of these pennies. This particular coin, without a mint mark, stands out for its rarity, which makes it incredibly desirable to collectors. The key here is the condition. A well-preserved 1984 no mint mark penny can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on its grade. So, what is this 1984 no mint mark penny worth in today's market? At the lower end, if the coin is in average circulated condition, it might be worth about $5 to $20. While this might not sound like much, remember, we're talking about a coin that typically has a value of just 1 cent. However, if the coin is in near mint condition, meaning it's nearly flawless and has little to no wear, the value could easily rise to $100 to $200 or more. But here's where things get truly interesting. If you manage to find a perfect, high-grade 1984 no mint mark penny, it could reach values closer to $1,000 or even more in some cases. Certain high-end coins have sold for as much as $2,500 at auction when in pristine, uncirculated condition. Now, let's get to the real kicker. The reason why some 1984 no-mint-mark pennies can be worth millions comes down to extremely rare mint errors, things like double strikes or off-center strikes. These types of errors make the coin significantly more valuable to collectors and investors. In extremely rare cases, a 1984 penny with a minting error could be valued in the millions of dollars. These errors are so rare that they only come to light once in a while, which makes them a highly sought-after commodity in the numismatic world. To give you an example, some rare coins with similar types of errors have fetched prices upwards of $2 million at auction. While not every 1984 penny will be worth a fortune, those that are in perfect condition or have minting errors hold the potential to bring in a life-changing amount of money. If you think you have a 1984 no-mint-mark penny in your possession, here's what you can do. The better the condition, the more valuable the penny. Look for signs of wear and tear, and get it graded by a professional if it looks in excellent shape. Examine the coin carefully for any signs of error. Double strikes, off-center strikes, or other unusual features are huge indicators that you might have a valuable coin on your hands. If you're unsure of your coin's value, consider getting it appraised by a professional numismatist or sending it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC to get an official grade and assessment. So, there you have it, the 1984 no-mint-mark Lincoln penny. While most of these coins are still worth only a penny, the rare errors and high-quality specimens can be worth far more. If you're lucky enough to come across one, it could change your financial future. 1987 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny with no mint mark. If you're a coin collector, investor, or just someone fascinated by the world of rare coins, this video is for you. We'll be talking about the unique features of the 1987 no-mint-mark Lincoln penny, its rarity, and most importantly, its current market value. To begin with, let's talk about what makes the 1987 no-mint-mark Lincoln penny so special. The United States Mint typically produces pennies at one of three locations: the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, or the San Francisco Mint. Most coins will have a mint mark, usually found near the base of Abraham Lincoln's portrait, indicating where they were produced. However, some coins, like the 1987 no-mint-mark penny, were made at the Philadelphia Mint but don't have any mint mark. This seemingly small detail is what sets the 1987 no-mint-mark Lincoln penny apart. It's important to note that this particular coin was produced in large quantities, just like many other pennies in circulation. However, due to certain unique circumstances, a small number of these pennies are in exceptional condition, which significantly boosts their value in the market. Now, let's talk about why this coin has caught the attention of collectors and investors alike. The 1987 no-mint-mark penny has become increasingly rare to find in pristine, uncirculated condition. Most pennies that were produced during the 1980s were used heavily, which means they experienced significant wear and tear, resulting in lower quality examples of the coin. But those few that remain in mint state, free of scratches, discoloration, and other forms of damage, are now fetching impressive amounts. As of the most recent market evaluations, the current market value of a 1987 no-mint-mark Lincoln penny in good condition can range between $10 and $50, depending on factors like its quality, rarity, and the demand for it in the collector's market. However, the real treasure lies in the uncirculated specimens. If you have a 1987 no-mint-mark Lincoln penny in gem uncirculated condition, you could potentially see its value climb into the hundreds, or even thousands of dollars. But that's not all. What truly blows the market away is when an exceptionally rare 1987 no-mint-mark penny surfaces in near-perfect or MS65 or higher condition. These coins can be worth well over $1,000 or more at auction, depending on the specific condition and buyer interest. For pennies in perfect condition, especially those with no wear and tear or discoloration, it's not impossible to see these coins fetch values in the range of $2,000 to $5,000 or more. Let's take a step back and appreciate why this particular penny is so valuable in today's market. The condition, rarity, and the sheer fact that this is a piece of American history make the 1987 no-mint-mark penny a desirable item. The Lincoln cent, one of the longest-running coin series in U.S. history, has always had a special place in the hearts of collectors, and this particular issue is no exception. For investors, it's important to remember that the coin market can fluctuate. Market demand for rare coins like the 1987 no mintmark Lincoln penny can rise or fall depending on various economic factors, collector interest, and trends in the numismatic community. So, while the value today may be impressive, it's always wise to keep an eye on market trends and consult with professional appraisers to get a more accurate value based on current conditions. To summarize, the 1987 no mintmark Lincoln penny has earned its place as one of the most intriguing and valuable coins for collectors. Its market value can range from tens of dollars for circulated examples to thousands for those in mint condition. If you're lucky enough to own one of these rare pieces, you might want to consider having it professionally graded, as it could open the door to higher offers. As always, remember that the value of coins can vary depending on many factors, including condition, rarity, and the current demand. Whether you're a serious collector or just starting to get into the world of rare coins, the 1987 no mintmark Lincoln penny is certainly one to keep an eye on. 2018 The Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny might just be worth more than you think. Stick with me as we explore its current market value, its unique characteristics, and why this penny has earned its place among the potential million-dollar coins. Here's the coin we're talking about, the 2018 The Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. At first glance, it might seem like just another modern penny, but as we dig deeper, you'll see why it's more than meets the eye. As you can see, the front of the coin features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse shows the familiar shield design introduced in 2010. But what makes this 2018 D penny stand out among the rest? First, let's talk about the mint mark. This particular coin was minted at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D mint mark on the obverse. Now, most of us are familiar with Lincoln pennies, but what sets this one apart is a rare combination of factors that can increase its value exponentially. Now, you might be wondering, isn't a 2018 penny just worth 1 cent? Well, in most cases, yes. But if you're lucky enough to have a 2018 D penny that displays unique features, such as a double die, off-center strike, or other mint errors, it could fetch a far higher price. Coins with these kinds of errors are highly sought after by collectors and can turn a seemingly ordinary penny into something worth thousands, and in some rare cases, millions of dollars. In fact, we've seen coins from this era with errors or unique characteristics going for as much as $1 million or more. It's all about the rarity, the condition, and the demand among collectors that drive these prices up. To put it in perspective, there have been reports of similar coins from the 2018 D mint batch being sold at auction for incredible amounts. While not every 2018 D penny will reach those numbers, the right combination of features can push its value well beyond its face value. Looking at the history of similar coins from recent years, we see a steady increase in demand for rare Lincoln pennies, especially those from later years like 2017 and 2018. The price is influenced by a few factors, including the specific mint errors, the coin's condition, and how rare it is within the market. Some collectors are willing to pay top dollar for a 2018 D penny that has one of these rare traits. There's something special about modern coins with unique features. For instance, a double die error on a 2018 D penny could fetch anywhere from a few $100s to several $1,000s, depending on the exact nature of the error and how well preserved the coin is. So, what's the current market value of the 2018 D Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny? Well, if you have one in perfect condition with no errors, it's worth just 1 cent, its face value. But, as we've seen, coins with errors or unique traits can quickly skyrocket in value. Rare examples with major minting flaws are commanding anywhere from $500 to $1,000, while coins with extreme errors could even be sold for millions of dollars at the right auction. To summarize, if you're lucky enough to come across a 2018 D penny with a noticeable mint error, it could potentially be worth a lot more than you think. For collectors, finding these rare, high-quality coins could lead to major returns. That's all for today's video, folks. If you have a 2018 D Abraham Lincoln penny in your collection, make sure to check for any potential mint errors. You never know, you could be holding onto a small fortune. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss out on the latest coin news and valuable insights.